guys, Welsknight here, and welcome back to another episode of Caveopolis. Hope you guys are having an awesome day. I'm having a fantastic day. I've done a bit of, I guess you would call it infrastructure upgrading between episodes. Nothing super crazy, but I took this ore extractor that we made, and I made 4 of them all together. And then I put a Stirling dynamo here, power runs behind. And the reason I've done all this is because we can have this running, right? And we can take the basic fluid tank from Mekanism that we made last episode that we can fill up easily with lava down in the lower elevation levels of the world. We can just plop this thing down right here and go boop. So it starts sucking out and it will just fill all of these up. And then once it cycles through, each of these will produce basically, I think it's a stack. Half a stack. Each one will produce half a stack of blaze powder. And then once it's all done, I can just go refill this with lava, which is super easy to do. It just makes this a lot, more convenient. I also went ahead and I crafted up a pulverizer. Now this thing, I don't know if we've gotten a mission for it in our quest book, so to speak, but it's not super hard to make. Just some copper, a flux coil, a machine frame, piston, flint, nothing that we don't have access to, so all pretty straightforward. And what this thing does is it will essentially crush things. And that makes it very easy to make mixed ores, because if we take, I've actually got some copper dust here, rather than having to put 2 tin ingots into an eroder, I can toss 1 tin ingot into a pulverizer, and bam, we have tin dust. So basically we are able to be twice as efficient with our stuff, and also I believe it will work. Oh, this is iron. That's not what I wanted. I want copper. Here we go. I believe it will also work on just the ore itself. So if I put 2 raw copper into here, it will take a little bit longer, but then we don't have to smelt it at all. And, oh, we actually get double, and we got some gold dust. Yo, this is even better than I thought. Okay, so yeah, this thing is amazing. It's not a guaranteed chance that you'll get, like, it's not guaranteed you'll get gold. If we go through and find, like, copper here, for example, you'll get, it's a 5% chance to get gold, which is boostable by using a catalyst, which is optional. Catalysts include flint, looks like it's basically just flint and basalt's powder, which is a mob drop, I believe. But that gives us early access to gold. Interesting. Okay, cool. So anyway, does it say how much is it always just 1? Additional chance, 25%. Okay, so you'll always get at least 1, and then you got a 25% chance to get more. And if you use a catalyst, the flint or the basalt's powder, you can actually get more than 1. So yeah, this thing is great. And it's fantastic for doing, all sorts of good stuff. And we don't have to use our eroder. We're way more efficient with our ores when it comes to producing machinery, because ores still do take quite a while to make. We had to go through this whole process with fluid and blah. It's kind of a nightmare. So we want to try to avoid doing that if possible. But, throwing this stuff in the pulverizer gets us the dust. We can easily craft those blended alloys that take, for example, stuff like bronze. Hey, I don't actually even need you anymore because you happen to give me 2 tin. Even better. So, boom, we have bronze. So that's fantastic. I also went ahead and expanded our eroder setup. So I decided to turn this into 4 eroders. There's a chest here that items will suck out of, and they'll just be evenly distributed to these 4 eroders. And then underneath, you can't really see it, but there is another line of these item pipes that goes underneath and sucks the items out of the eroder when they are done and sends them to this chest. So, for example, if I want to make a bunch of gravel, let's just make, I don't know, 16. We can toss 16 into here. And that did not round robin. It did not evenly distribute. We need even distribution. So hold on. Upgrades. Which one? There's the iron. The gold is a little rough. I don't know if this is going to work. I may actually need to use different pipes. But, long story short, if we go like so, I may need to use different pipes on top, but they'll go through and then they'll get sent into here. So, it'll work. Might have to play around with this a little bit. I think the round robin might actually be locked behind the improved pipe upgrade. Let's see. Yeah. First one is redstone. Second one unlocks like distribution method, like fill up the farthest one first, do a round robin, fill up the closest one first, etc. So yeah, we would need improved pipe upgrades to make that do round robin, which actually we will have access to fairly soon because gold. But yeah, that's kind of the deal. Now, as for what we are going to be doing today, we got a lot. So, a few things. This was a little weird. We looked at this last episode, the bone stuff, and basically you have to start... It's so strange, because, like, these items, if you look at the arrows, right? Okay, you start with the wither skeleton skull, but then, like, how do you get... Like, this makes no sense. You're like, oh no, you got to start down here. The arrows will change, but like, you look at the arrows. The arrows say start with bone block. But when we grab bone block, it not do thing. So I still don't know what the deal is with this. Maybe we got to do the soul forge first. That doesn't make sense. Maybe we have to do one of the previous nether things beforehand or something. I don't know. But either way, we now do have a fair amount of blaze powder built up, and we are producing more quite easily. So we should be able to actually get into doing a lot of these machinery bits and things. The thing is, you do need quite a lot of blaze powder. So let me do some crafting just to get some of the off-camera stuff done. Just get, craft up some of these machines and whatnot, and then we'll go from there. I think I have a plan to fix the pipes. If I make... Is that not a recipe for arrow? Oh, it's up. Duh. You can see how often I craft arrows in Minecraft. Literally never, because I always have a mob farm that produces them way more quickly than why craft? Okay, so if I make one of these round robin sorting modifiers from pretty pipes, I think by having the extraction module and the round robin sorting modifier in here, I think this should cause it to distribute. Yes, good. So it is now going in a round robin fashion where it will go 1, 2, 3, 4, and then back, which is what we want, because we want stuff to be distributed evenly throughout the different things. So fantastic. This will work for now. It'll get the job done. That's all we really care about. So, okay, good. Anyway, back to crafting things. Okay, well, after a bunch of smelting and stuff, I think we are ready to go. Also, I figured out what the problem is with this one quest. So if we click on the bone block, right, we are definitely supposed to start here. There's this little button that I usually ignore that says View Dependencies. If you click on that, we have to complete Ore Extractor Upgrade Tier 2, which is all the way back over here. So we got to complete this, and then we'll be able to do the bone block thing. But I've got enough gears and flux coils and machine frames and all that kind of stuff that we should be able to craft up a bunch of these machines. So let's start with the blast chiller. There we go. And this will essentially create, it'll freeze things. And it can do that in a few different ways. So let's, I want you to face up, please. You know what? Fine. There we go. Trying to wrench it, and sometimes the wrench is a little finicky. Let's grab some energy pipes. And we'll just go boop, boop, boop. Like so, and like that. There we go. All right, now we have power. I'll just grab some charcoal. Toss that into here, and that will fill up our pulverizer, and more importantly, our blast chiller. So if we take a bucket of water and place it in here, you can see, boom, it'll produce ice. And if we take a bucket of lava and place it in here, it'll do the same thing, admittedly, much more slowly, but it will do the same thing, and instead of ice, it will create obsidian. I was hoping to time that better, but this thing is just taking so long. Okay, there we go. Obsidian. All right. So, yeah, we've got our ice, we've got our obsidian. Now, we can use the obsidian to make an ender chest and an ender tank and obsidian shards. Now, I don't know. What are obsidian shards actually used for? Ah, I see. Okay. So let's just toss you into here. We'll let that work its way through the eroder. We're most definitely going to need to make quite a bit of obsidian because the ender chest requires actually only 2. And the ender tank requires also 2. Okay, that's actually not as bad as I thought. We don't have ender pearls, though. We're going to have to do that. That's going to be a little bit of an issue. We can get endermen to spawn. Where do they actually spawn? If we look at this, hostile mobs. Okay. In the end, endermen. Okay, what about not in the end? Okay, they will spawn Y level 79 to 65. So that's doable. We'd have to make a dark area and stuff. But to be honest, we don't really need the ender chest and the ender tank right now. Also, I should probably mention, if you are unfamiliar with modded Minecraft, this ender chest is just like a normal one, except for you can input and output items to it with stuff like hoppers and pipes. So yeah, you can carry it around with you and you can use it to access your inventory, but it is far more valuable as a method of essentially wireless item transportation. And the ender tank is the exact same thing, but for fluids. It allows you to wirelessly transmit fluids even between dimensions. So these things are amazing and are super, super handy for just tons of stuff. We will definitely want those at some point. So let's grab our obsidian shards out of here. And then we need the extractor upgrade, which is going to require 4 ice, 4 steel. Well, we are nowhere near steel just yet, but the ice, that we can take advantage of. We can, boop, there we go. That will give us our 4 ice altogether. So now, let's start working our way down towards the bottom of this little technical bit. So first things first, we got to make a Pyrolizer. And for this, we are going to need 1 blaze rod and a bunch of other stuff as well that I've already crafted. So there we go, Pyrolizer. This thing makes fuels. So let's just plop it down, I don't know, right here. And we'll let this start filling up. You put stuff into it, such as wood or bitumen or whatever, and it will make other stuff. Coke, charcoal, etc. What we really care about is this one, bitumen into coke, and also it will produce tar at a 50% chance. So coke, how do I actually get bitumen? Okay, I put the bituminous red sand into the eroder. So that's easy enough. Let's just grab... Is it in here? Yeah, here we go. Let's just grab that and go like so. We'll get that converting into bitumen. And while we're waiting on that, let's work on the Arboreal Abstractor. Now, this thing is interesting. Not super crazy difficult to craft, honestly. We're going to end up actually wanting 4 of these, I think. Let's see. Arboreal. Here we go. So we're going to want 1, 2, 3, 4 of these servos. Then we need 4 buckets. I'm assuming it's going to use the bucket. I have a feeling it's going to use the bucket. So let's grab some planks. Let's go 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. There we go. Make some buckets. And you know what? I'm going to make 1 extra one just so we have it. And then we need glass. We need iron gears. So there we go. Throw 16 iron ingots in like so. And how we doing on glass? We should be good there. Okay, cool. This, when you put it next to a tree, speaking of which, we need to grow a tree. Let's just do a birch tree, because they tend to grow fairly evenly, shall we say. Is 4 bone meal good enough? Maybe not. Let's find out. Let's just go... There we go. We'll let that grow. Okay, cool. Now we have a tree. Let's grab our gears. And then we want 1, 2, 3, 4 of these Arboreal Abstractors. If you put these next to a tree, like so... Ooh, I guess they are not transparent. That is fine. We'll put a torch here and here, so that this is properly illuminated. There we go. Okay. If you put these next to a tree, they will... Oh, does it actually need... It's not doing anything. Use fertilizer to boost production. Put down the axe. This does not appear to be working. Maybe it's just really, really slow? Yeah, it should work for birch trees. Why you no work? That's a problem. Okay, I will look into that momentarily. Actually, let's just grab... Does this count as fertilizer? Maybe? I mean, it does let me put it in there. Does it let me put other stupid things in here? No. So, bone meal counts as fertilizer. So, yeah, why is this not actually... Does it need... It shouldn't need energy, I don't think. Very strange. Let's just make sure that it doesn't require energy. What do I need to make another... No, it definitely doesn't, because it doesn't have an RF power bar. Like, there's no... This should be making things, and it's not. So, okay. Oh, you know what? I bet it's a facing thing. I bet it has to be facing a specific direction. What you want to bet? It's got to be facing, like... Okay, that was very slow. Huh. Alright, yeah, I will, I'll see if I can figure out what the deal is with this. But, this does not appear to be working the way that I had thought it would. So, I'm not really sure. We had all of our stuff, right? These are actually Arboreal Abstractors? Yeah. Maybe it's a problem with the tree. Maybe we need a different kind of tree? Or maybe it needs to be grown on dirt instead of moss? I wouldn't think that that would matter. But I guess we can find out. If I can find my dirt. There we go. Hold on. Let's just do this. There we go. It says it works on birch, but let's try it maybe on, I don't know, oak trees. I don't have any oaks. How do I not have any oak saplings? Oh, here we go. I was going to say, what? Okay, let's try this. There we go. Now will you work? Hey, there we go. Maybe it's just that it has to be on a dirt block. Instead of, you can see now it's got a different texture here. I bet that's, yeah, there we go. And now it's actually filling up with resin. Okay, that was very strange. But I guess it just doesn't count it as a tree if it's on top of a moss block instead of a dirt block or something like that. I don't know, whatever. So let's go ahead and grab some redstone. There we go. Let's go ahead and make an empty tank. I'm just going to put it right here. And what we will do is we can probably just use regular, these pretty pipes for this. Oh. Wrong button. Let's go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and of course, I'm one short. Isn't that how it always goes? That's fine. Grab you, change you into a fluid pipe. Okay, there we go. Now we need fluid extractor, or, yeah, fluid extraction modules, the easy ones. So, floppers. Okay. Grab you and you. There we go. And finally, there. All right, so that gets us... Huh. I don't know why those aren't stacking, but it shouldn't matter. Let's just put those into here. And this fluid will then work its way to this tank. So it's obviously going to work very slowly. It's not super quick. But this will slowly fill up with resin, which we can then use to turn in a fractioning still. And this is the next thing we need to make. We do have the copper. So fractioning still. Just make one of you. In fact, we may actually just be better off. Nah, this thing requires power. Okay, so we'll transport this manually because then I can plop this guy over here where it will actually get power. Also, torch, you're going up here instead. I know it's not symmetrical with the other torch, but, like, it's fine. Okay. So we've got that created. Now, once we put the resin into here, it's going to give us rosin. And it will also give us tree oil, which we can use for other things. Now, as for this, we should have our bitumen by now. And if we toss that into here, in the Pyrolizer, this will give us the other stuff we need. How are you doing power-wise? You should be okay. That's going to ultimately give us coke and tar. And then the compression dynamo, bronze gear. Okay, this is all doable as well. We should actually have enough bronze. We actually have bronze in our inventory, even better. So let's go throw that in here to make a bronze gear. And let's go ahead and make this compression dynamo. Beautiful. That looks good. which means we will need to make another one of those guys. Because ultimately, we also need to make the induction smelter, but that requires coke. We also need a blast furnace. So, let's do the blast furnace. Wow, I'm actually slowly running out of inventory space. You can go in here. You can go in here. Grab you and you. No, that's raw tin. I wanted the smooth stone. There we go. All right, we made our blast furnace. Good. And we should actually have the other 3 blocks of ice. So that should be good to go. So yeah, we're basically just waiting on you. Hey, look at that. We got what we needed, and we got our tar. So this is all good. Now we can make the induction smelter. And the induction smelter is also pretty nifty. Induction smelter. There we go. This guy, you can directly smelt certain alloys, I believe. Like it will, I think it will allow you to make, yeah, like if you put in nickel and copper, it'll make Constantin right off the bat. Like you don't have to actually do the crafting step to like blend it. So that's one thing it can be used for, but it's also just used to make certain things that aren't otherwise usable, like steel. So when we get some more coke from here, we can throw down our induction smelter. And if we put 1 coke and 1 iron ingot in, that will smelt into 1 steel. There we go. And that's how you get steel. And then you can use 4 steel and 4 ice to make this ore extractor upgrade tier 2. So I'm going to let this run for a little bit. I'm going to also go through this stuff with the fractioning still. Do we actually have enough? We might have enough rosin or enough resin over here. Do we have a full bucket yet? Nope, not quite. Once we get a full bucket, we'll be able to just send it into this guy, and it will do its thing. So, yeah, I'm going to let these machines kind of work for a bit, and, you know, we should be able to complete this whole little section. Okay, my friends, well, after a bit of, you know, letting the machines do their thing, I think we're good to go. So, let's go ahead and make our ore extractor upgrade, tier 2. So that's all done. And then we also need to do all the crude oil and all this kind of stuff. So the way you make crude oil is actually quite interesting. You need some water, you need some tree oil, and then you need some biofuel. And the way that you get biofuel is by putting moss blocks into eroders. So let's take our tree oil and put that in here. Grab a bucket of water and put that in there. And that's all of these parts of it. And then we just need biofuel. And we can toss that into here. Now, biofuel is used for some other stuff as well. But in this case, we're using it to make crude oil. And there we go. Oh. Did it not take... Get this stupid torch out of my way. Put that back. Why will you not let me take out the crude oil? I may need to take this out into a tank and do it that way. It might not let me just bucket it out. I guess we will find out. That's not right. There we go. Fluid pipes. And yes, I've got this. Okay, good. So let's try this. Will this work? There we go. Yeah, so I guess it just won't let you take stuff out of here with a bucket, which is a little weird, but whatever, it works. And then we need to convert this in the fractioning still. Let's take the rosin out. And that should ultimately make refined fuel. Although it looks like it does operate at a bit of a loss, which is fine. Let's do this. Do we have another bucket's worth? No. Are you working? Yeah, there we go. There. So if we put in 2 buckets of crude oil, oh, that produces heavy and light oil. And then we need to convert that back. This is actually more of a pain than I thought it was going to be. Okay, that's fine. We'll have to put some tanks to do that. But that should be easy enough. Sulfur dust. Light oil in the fractioning still will produce refined fuel and sulfur dust. Gotcha. Okay, so yeah, we'll just kind of let this do its thing. It's going to take a while, obviously, but I'll do this, finish it up between episodes, and we should be good to go. Also, there's a ton of heavy oil in here. Okay, from the Pyrolizer. So that will also work for us. Yeah, this will be fine. I'll finish all of this stuff between episodes. It's basically just waiting for this to finish processing. And we're going to hold off on the Enderman stuff for now, because it's just not something we really need, and we don't need to do it to finish, to get to these other quests, so we should be good. But I think I'm out of time for this episode, guys. If you enjoyed the video, you know what to do. Links in the description below, so check that out as well. Otherwise, my friends, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.